Hi everyone, happy Friday!
Happy Friday!
Hey, we wanted to shoot a quick video out to you guys with all of us being at home at this time with this pandemic going on. There's been a couple things that have been on our heart and our mind, and that is self-care.
As many of you know, there are so many aspects of self-care. Being in the beauty industry, we give each day to every single person who sits in our chair, to our team, and that's why we love it. But at the end of the day, you also need to take care of yourself. So today we're going to be talking about the physical aspect of self-care and the mental aspect of self-care.
Awesome. I wanted to jump into the physical aspect, and as this has been a very important aspect to my career in hairdressing, it started off for me. I was kind of that skinny hairdresser with a little bit of fat always around the edges, and I didn't really realize at the time how much that was affecting my skill set or my game when it came to hairdressing behind the chair. And really what it came down to was for years, when I would get to the end of my day after a long 8 or 10 hour day, I was just wiped out. And I didn't have energy to do much else. I worked my day, I went home, ate a little dinner, and then that was it for the day. But after years of doing hair, I started to put a little bit of an emphasis on working out and physical fitness. And once I did, I got a completely different result at the end of my day. That's where it paid off, was going through that 8 to 10 hour day, but then having the energy to go hit the gym and continuing to hit the gym day after day and doing that multiple days a week, which actually gave me a whole lot more energy to be able to be a better hairdresser to my clients. I wasn't tired towards the end of the day, and I was delivering the same quality service at the end of the day, at the end of a 10-hour day, as I was in the beginning of the day. And so with this downtime, I wanted to jump on here and just express to you guys how important it is to keep our physical fitness dialed in this downtime, because when we get back into the salons, all of our clients are waiting for us and have been waiting for us for quite a while. And so they're going to want to get in, they're going to want us to stay a little later, come in a little early to put in some extra clients and extra hours in. And for us to be able to deliver that quality, we've got to make sure that we've got our physical fitness dialed in for that as well. And so I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. If you don't have a fitness plan going on, that's okay. I didn't years ago, and so you just have to get something going. Imperfect action is how you get going. And so don't worry if you're working out correctly or if you're doing something correctly, that you will figure that one out as time comes. And so my recommendation would be, as we're stuck at home and as we're trying to figure out how to keep our bodies fit, is just go back to the old basics and do some push-ups and do some sit-ups. And when you want to take your push-ups to the next level, find a staircase or a few steps and elevate those push-ups, and then turn around and then work the decline on that and do some push-ups with that. And then also, our salon teams are encouraging each other and challenging each other to continue to do exercises and workouts that go above and beyond. And so just the other day, we were challenged to do 25 lunges and 10 squats, and then we had to do that 4 times. And so it was 100 lunges, and that made 40 squats. And so a wonderful exercise. And to be honest, the days following that, I have never felt so many muscles in my butt that hurt like crazy. So just today, I was able to sit back down comfortably and get back at it. But it told me I've got to keep pushing and continuing to elevate that game plan. So, when you're thinking about doing something and what to do and how do I do it, it doesn't matter. Just do something. This is a physical career, and we've got to make sure that we keep our bodies dialed in to continue to deliver those results to our clients.
Definitely. Like Steve said, imperfect action. I think a lot of us are perfectionists, and so we have to get a plan in our head, and it's got to work this way. But truly, just putting on your running shoes and getting out there and just starting to move a little bit, the next day you're already going to feel better and you're already working towards your next goal. So just get out there and do it. I know for me as a hairdresser, I did not work out during both of my pregnancies in the field, and man, just like what Steve was talking about, every single night I just dropped dead the minute I got home. I wasn't eating good, and I look back now that I am working out and I'm like, wow, I could have really taken advantage of a lot of extra time and I would have felt better at the end of the day, but when you're thinking about blow drying clients all day, you're not necessarily thinking about going and doing shoulder workouts afterwards. But man, once I started working out my shoulders, I was able to blow dry without that relentless, tired feeling in between each client, just kind of feeling like I'm dragging. So there is a lot of power in, a body that is in motion, stays in motion.
Exactly. So I would encourage you guys, the time is now. Don't wait until a week or two before we get the opportunity to go back into the salon. Start that routine now. Truly, I could barely walk for about 2 days. I was complaining to Amanda like crazy. But really, tomorrow, I need to get my butt back out there and do that exercise again and continue to push myself to where we are physically fit to be able to tackle what we've got coming our way.
100%. Something that we've talked about is, when it comes to the physical aspect of things, not necessarily finding that perfect routine, but like I was just talking about it a minute ago, just getting up and going. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be the same time each day. It's whenever you feel it. I know for me, I haven't ran in years, and so during this whole time of quarantine, running alone is perfect. And so I kind of just pushed myself to get out there and run, and I already feel better. Even though I hate running, I probably hate the first 20 minutes of my 25-minute run, and then the last 5 minutes, I'm like, yes, I did it. And so really just get out there and, feel really uncomfortable, because truly that's when you're growing.
Exactly. And just like we're saying, don't worry how you're going to do it, just get out there and do it. The other aspect that we wanted to talk about is, we kind of broke this down into 2 sections for us hairdressers, was the physical aspect, the body aspect, and then the mental aspect and the mind aspect. And I think Amanda's got something to share on that one.
Yeah. During this time, I think that when you're isolated from people, but you're so used to being face to face with people every single day, all day, it gives you a lot of time to reflect. And so something that I've been trying to do is just reflect, and set goals that maybe I wouldn't think about when I'm working the 40 hours a week in the day in and day out. And so I really challenge you during this time to spend some time reflecting. And I know right now in Colorado, the weather is not great. It actually snowed last night way more than I anticipated it snowing. But that's okay, because it's going to make it so much more green this summer. And I know we're all ready for summer. But I've been trying to spend some time in my backyard just reflecting, and figuring out what is it I want in 2 weeks from now? What is it I want in a year from now, 5 years from now? And so along with that reflection comes that goal setting side. And sometimes we get so busy and so caught up that it's hard for us to really look at where we want to be a couple years down the road, and we're failing when we're not setting those goals. And so that's something I've really tried pushing myself to do, and that I challenge you guys to do as well.
Truly, as hairdressers, we can keep ourselves so busy with clients day in and day out that we do forget to think of the future, and we do forget to think of the setting goals and goal planning to ultimately get ourselves to a higher level. Sometimes in this career, I've told myself, well, if I just work harder, if I put a few more hours into my day, I will achieve more success. But when we're behind the chair, that can get pulled into a few more clients, and then ultimately we're having a hard time hitting those goals and really setting those goals with our minds. So take the time to really sit down and focus, write out those goals that you have in mind in certain areas, and then ultimately find a way to achieve those goals.
Yeah, something that goes along with that, something I was reading the other day was encouraging yourself when you wake up in the morning to write down one positive good thing that you want to accomplish that day. And so not necessarily a long-term goal, but really just kind of what's one thing you want to do today that you're going to feel good about, that you're going to feel like you're elevating, whether it's in your profession or personally or with your family, anything like that. But then at the end of each day, write down 1 to 3 things or 5 things or however many things you want that you felt like you did accomplish that day, and that really made you feel positive, and that you felt like, okay, I'm getting some headway. A few weeks ago, maybe not even a few weeks ago, I've lost track of time over this whole quarantine period, but I posted on my story, Steve and I have a professional list of things and then a personal list of things that we want to get done. And so I kind of just posted me flipping the page back and forth because it's huge. There's like 50 things on each list, but we started it so that way we could cross it off. So kind of just remembering some of that reflection, that goal setting is beginning of the day, write down one good thing you want to accomplish. End of the day, whether you're in bed or before you go to bed, just write down a few things that you did that day that you did accomplish, because when you put your mind to it, you're so much more able to get more done and feel better at the end of the day.
And then also taking a moment to remind yourself of those positive things. I think as someone who's very critical on myself, I have a tendency to highlight the aspects or the areas that maybe were challenging that I want to improve on. But we've also got to take that time, like Amanda was saying, to highlight those wins throughout the day. Because if we don't believe in ourselves, nobody else will. So make sure that we are refueling ourselves so we can continue to give to others, because ultimately that's what we're doing in this industry, is we're serving others. And so the best way we can prepare ourselves to serve others is to make sure that we are dialing ourselves in to be able to give back to the community.
Definitely. Something else I wanted to briefly hit on the whole mind aspect is really looking to challenge yourself to find something new that you've never done, or maybe something that you've always wanted to do but you never had time to do. So really look for those creative outlets during this time. I think something that we've probably challenged ourselves to do is be a little bit more aware of other social media platforms. I know we're all on Facebook and Instagram, but running businesses, we've heard about TikTok, but we're like, well, we don't have time for that, what? So we've kind of looked at, how some businesses are on TikTok, and so we're trying to kind of create a little bit of a presence there. We're really, it's not very, I don't know, we're not used to things like that. Our kids have TikTok, and so so we're asking them yesterday how to post a video and have fun with it and add music. And so I think what it does for us is during this time of chaos, it's kind of just reminding us to have fun with everything that's out there with technology.
And keep it fresh. I think the most important thing that kept hitting us in wanting to give this back to you was to get out of your comfort zone. I think we have to remind ourselves to do that on a daily basis, ultimately, because when you're comfortable, you're typically not growing. And so you've got to get yourself out of that comfort zone to continue to grow. So whether that's physical, whether that's in your mind or in your activities, continue to push yourself to get out of that comfort zone and continue to grow.
Definitely, 100%. We've loved spending a few minutes with you guys. We always want to throw this out there. If you have any questions, whether it has to do with your salon, your spa, your barbershop, your team, personal, just hit us up on Facebook, message us. We're hairdressers by heart, and so we love, obviously, to chat it up with people, but offer any kind of support as well. And, any questions you guys have, we're here for you.
We're here for you guys. Hit us up. Take care.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.